history forever shall be written. How our kings have endured all times. A people cultured in unity. Our hearts beat for the land. Rich culture, stories of heroes, legacies forever be. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Unite and stand with each other. Forgive and let it go. Together we can stand, come what may. And the future lies in us. Teach our children, teach their children what our fathers taught. To fear and love the Creator, only then shall we succeed. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers have labored, and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be.
Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo. Bendel Insurance will be playing today, and that's why we are setting the mood for them. They are away. They're in Bayelsa right now. The media officer of the team, Kende Osagade, called us yesterday to say they had arrived safely in Bayelsa, and they are getting set for this game. Bayelsa United versus Bendel Insurance in the Nigerian National League. So good luck to Bendel Insurance. And we can also tell you guys that your Super Eagles, the mighty Super Eagles of Nigeria, will be playing against Mexico, the L3 of Mexico, in an international friendly. It's coming up on the 3rd of July. Remember that time it has been previously announced that on the 4th of June, the Super Eagles will be taking on the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. The NFF told us that they will be organizing quality friendly games for the Super Eagles ahead of the 2022 World Cup, and also ahead of the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations that's coming up in Cameroon. So we hope that these matches will eventually be played, and we also hear that more matches have been lined up for the Super Eagles. We'll wait and see how that works out. Karim Benzema has not played for Le Bleu of France since 2015. 6 years is the last time that he played. It's been 6 years since he last played for the French national team, and people have been asking questions. So look, this guy is in superb form and everything, so why isn't he part of the French national team? He missed out of the World Cup in 2018. He will have been a World Cup winner by now. but we can tell you that has been included in the French squad for Euro 2020. And why did he? Why was he asked from the French national team in the past? We'll tell you what happened. And Karim Benzema even at one point was asking FIFA if they could allow him to play for another country. He was considering going to play for his native Algeria because he has not been allowed to play for France for quite some time. But now the manager of the team, Didier Deschamps, has invited him to the Mexican national team for Euro 2020. And of course, matches in the English Premier League, the battle for the top four. Chelsea, they have put themselves back in the driver's position. They have their destiny in their hands. All they have to do is to win their last game and they will be absolutely guaranteed a top four. But if Liverpool loses today or they get it right, I think it will be very good for Chelsea, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Tyson Fury says that Deontay Wilder is demanding for $20 million, but he is not going to give him that. Instead, he will crack his skull one more time. But the team of Deontay Wilder, they are saying, no, we do not want any money. We want to really have this match. Good morning and welcome. It's Sports Fiesta and it's live on 90.7 KFM Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. I go to back on the Sports Maestro and Nancy with me in the studio this morning. Guys, good morning. Let's begin from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We're playing an international friendly against L3, the Mexican national team. This will not be the first time that Nigeria is meeting Mexico. This information is coming to us via the official Twitter handle of the Mexican national team. The NFF, they've not confirmed this just yet, but hopefully in the next, maybe today, we'll get to hear the confirmation from the NFF. They said the match will be taking place in the United States of America at the Los Angeles Coliseum on the 3rd of July.
Well, it's a nice one. Mexico, they are a big side, and the fact that they've hosted the World Cup before, that tells you how good they are. But it's all the same. Let's see how the squad goes to rebuild ahead of the 2022 qualifiers, because a whole lot, has to be achieved under Donald Trump in the next 2 years. Because I haven't, grouped a couple of young players mixed with some experience, and he has been able to give us that kind of belief that yes, they can do well at major tournaments, but though they've not really given us what we wanted at major tournaments. But let's see how we can deal with that now that Amadio Pinnick has told us, and they are still planning more matches for the Super Eagles. Well, the one they told us before that they're going to be playing against Cameroon. That's a team that has defeated Nigeria twice, and denied them the African Cup of Nations titles. But now they are facing Mexico and also lining up other friendlies. But then I think the advantage will be for Nigeria, on the side of Nigeria right now, because looking at our squad, the players, their performances so far all over Europe, and now that the season is winding up, I just hope that they will be enact that same form when they take on these countries, in order for them to be a team to be worried about when it's time for the qualifiers. Yes, we want to see the Super Eagles of old before a game is the whistle is blown. You already know who is going to win. But then I think we are going there, and it's going to be a gradual process. So for the Mexico national team to have tweeted that tells you how excited they are about. But I think by now we should have known that through the NFF. For it's just a tweet, and they've tweeted so many things as it breaks. So the fact that they've agreed, I think we should be hearing that from the NFF first, or seeing that on their Twitter handle for that of the Mexico. But now that the Mexicans have tweeted and confirmed that,
why should it be Nigeria tweeting it first? It doesn't mean you have two countries. So if one decides to just immediately announce, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm thinking, okay, by now maybe the Nigeria Football Federation should have also said something about that. We're waiting. I've not got it yet, but some outlets have said they've spoken to what I'm saying is that I've not officially seen it, but those that are the Nigerian outlets that are reporting it are saying they've spoken to the officials of the NFF, and they have confirmed that this match will actually be taking place. But normally the NFF communications department will release a statement and they will tell us, okay, this is how it's going to be. And but as at this moment, we've not seen that. I'm still even checking the WhatsApp page of the Super Eagles. The media officer of that team created one, and some of us are there. He has not posted anything. He posted the one of Cameroon, the players that have been invited, and that is the last post that you see there. But good, Nigeria taking on Mexico.
Well, I think Mexico is actually a good side, but personally, I'm looking forward to the set of players that the coach will put forward for this game. Like, I have had issues with the players or with his choice of players, because at this point in time, we should be like we should be looking at our main 11, because the all African games, it's already by the
African Cup of Nations, not all African games.
Sorry, the African Cup of Nations. So by now we should already know who our top 11 are at this point in time.
Yeah, but the game is a team of 23, and he invited 31 for the friendly against Cameroon, and you can tell that it's from that 31 that is going to get the 23 that will go to the Africa Cup of Nations, and probably from there that he will get most of the players that will be his starting 11. Well, maybe a couple of players, especially those that we hear they have applied to switch allegiance from England, especially to Nigeria. Michael Olisa is somebody that even Algeria is asking him to come and play for them, but I don't know if he is one of those that have written. But I've heard reports that he said he has chosen Nigeria over Algeria. Ademola Lookman, we hear he has applied, but it has not been granted yet, and that Nigeria is actually even telling FIFA to speed things up so that Ademola Lookman and others can be cleared and they will play for Nigeria. But when you look at the lists that was released by Gennett Rowe, the 31-man list for the Cameroon match, I think that would be where you get about 95% of the team. If anybody is not in that list as this time, maybe it will be those who have not had any opportunities before. I don't think anybody who has been invited before and you are not in that list, I don't think you will get another invitation to make it to the Africa Cup of Nations. All right, let's go on this quick break. We'll be right back to continue, and of course we'll be talking Bendel Insurance. They've got a game today in Yenagoa.
I feel alive, so alive when I'm with my best friends, indulging my G exotic. Nothing makes my drink more than when the mixer is delightful G exotic. And after a long day, I wanna relax with the taste of my G exotic. The taste of G.
Indulge and get lost in the deeply satisfying taste of the Chi Exotic range of delicious fruit blends.
Chi Exotic Nectar. I love the taste. Now available in can.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
I start to the day's breakfast. Yummy. With Mama Do's bread for bread. Yummy. We love this rich and buttery taste. Yummy. We love to have it with our bread. Yummy. Nutrition. Mama Do's bread for bread. We like it. Mama Do's bread for bread. Delicious. Mama Do's bread for bread. We love it. Mama Do's bread for bread.
New Mama Do's bread for bread. It gives you the right nutrients and energy to be your best each new day. New Mama Do's bread for bread. Deliciously nourishing for a bright start.
Inside the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting because I'll be shining. Lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag.
expression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
At Split Seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers of labor, and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new Edo nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream.
Beautiful and glorious Edo, and the pride of the state, Bendel Insurance, will be in action today in the Nigerian National League, and they'll be taken on Bayelsa United. Their last game, the one that was supposed to be played here in Benin City against Abia Comets, did not happen because unfortunately Abia Comets could not make it down, and so that match is on hold. They are going to decide on a later date. And then there was a game they also played against Holy Arrows. That match was inconclusive. They stopped the match, I think, in the 76 minutes or so. So the NNL is going to decide on that match. The most likely thing is that there is going to be a replay, but I don't know whether they will restart from the 76th minute, or they will just, okay, let's have another match, because gone are those days when you usually decide on a boardroom point and say, okay, because the home fans intervened or something, then they were going to give 3 points and 3 goals to Bendel Insurance. They have to conclude that match on the pitch, but it's what they will do. The format that it will take, that I'm not particularly sure of at this time. So Bendel Insurance today playing against Bayelsa United away from home. Abia Comets will be taking on Gateway United. Godoski FC versus Joy Comets. FC1 Rocket will battle Crown FC, and Ibom Youth will play against J Atete. All of these matches are in Group B2, and the Group B2 table, the way it stands, Remo Stars are top. They've got 27 points from their 14 matches, followed by Bayelsa United, 24 points from 15 matches, and then Bendel Insurance, 24 points from 13 games. So this is a very good opportunity for Bendel Insurance to stake a huge claim. I mean, they are on 13 matches now. Bayelsa United have played 2 matches more than them, and Remo Stars, who are top, have played 1 more game. So if Bendel Insurance is able to beat Bayelsa United today, because they are both on 24 points.
That gives them 27.
Yeah. That will mean they are on 27 points, and they will still have one more match in hand on Remo Stars, depending on what Remo Stars play, because Remo Stars are also in action today. So this is a very, very important match. Before they travel, the media officer was telling me, we'll win. I'm like, that's what you guys tell us every time, but you go away, and when you return, it's a different thing that we hear. So we hope that they will be able to get the 3 points today, so that they can put themselves in a very good position. Because don't forget that it is only 2 clubs that will qualify for the Super 8 at the end of the season. So if Bendel Insurance doesn't finish first or second, then there is no hope. There is no finishing first and second. Doesn't even guarantee that you'll be in the Nigerian Professional Football League next season. But at least it gives you the chance. It means you have bought the ticket. You now play for the lottery. Because if you do not, it's like if you do not qualify for the final, then you have no hope of winning the trophy. If you get to the final, as Chelsea have found out, it is not guaranteed that you are going to win. But at least get there first before you think of other things. So Bendel Insurance must finish in the top 2 before they can even hope of making it to the Nigerian Professional Football League next year.
Yeah, I think the position they are right now, I think they are in a very, very good position. Though we expected them to be at the top by now, but Remo Stars have been ruthless since the season started. But notwithstanding, they are just 3 points ahead of Bendel Insurance, who have a game in hand. So all they need to do, though they've been struggling away from home, but we hope that they're able to turn things around, and this time get maximum point, not even a draw, because we've seen them play draws away from home. But we need the 3 points to put pressure on Remo Stars. And last, I think 2-3 weeks ago, we had a chat with the manager talking about Bernard Ogbe, who spoke to us on so many issues. But all that we told him was that we want Bendel Insurance to return to the glory days. The same Bendel Insurance, the fire that was burning in that team in the 70s, and also when they were doing really, really well for the state. So we want Bendel Insurance to be a feared team, a team to be worried about, and a team to play the top flight, and not just in the second tier where they are currently playing. So it gave us some kind of hope. The man is so optimistic that this season they are going to do State proud, and we hope that with the support we'll be giving them, both the fans, the media, everyone involved, the stakeholders, I hope that will be enough to push them. So playing away from home against Bayelsa, who are ahead of them second, I don't think it's going to be easy. It's going to be a 50-50 game, but they can if they create their chances. One thing about them is that they create so many chances, but the finishing is has been poor.
Like a club we know in London.
Yeah, the finishing has been poor. So when you have about 15 chances and you are not able to convert like 3, 4, 5, come on. I think that's tells how poor the team is. So I think we talked about the strikers. How they should try and get a program for them to be prolific in front of goal. So if Insurance can convert most of the chances they create in a game, I think that will just take them to the top flight next season. So that is the area they are going to work on, not the deliveries, but the final third.
All right, let's go to Europe now and talk about this player, Karim Benzema from France. He has been a member of the French national team for a long time, but unfortunately for him, he's been frozen out of the Le Bleu squad for 6 years. He has not played for his country since 2015, and this is because of an alleged involvement in an attempted blackmail case involving his former international teammate Mathieu Valbuena. Karim Benzema is 33 now, which means that he last played for France when he was 27. He missed France's Euro 2016 campaign and also the 2018 World Cup. They won the 2018 World Cup. They got to the final in 2016. Maybe with him there, I'm not saying they will have won, but who knows? Perhaps he will have maybe even scored in the final and they will win, because they were playing at home and they got to the final. But unfortunately for them, they were beaten by Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal. So in January 2021, French prosecutors, they announced that Karim Benzema would face trial. He is accused of paying individuals to extort money from the midfielder Mathieu Valbuena, who's 36, by threatening to make a sex tape public in 2015. But Benzema is arguing that it was actually a police officer who used dishonest methods to draw him into that particular situation. Okay, and we heard that what he did was he told Valbuena that look, I will advise you, because of what's going on in the world today. Look, it's better you just pay these people so that they don't make this your sex tape public. It's not going to be good for your image and all of that. But Valbuena went to the police, and then they did some things, got Karim Benzema roped into the whole thing, and by the time he started trying to extricate himself, it was too late, and that's how he was kicked out of the French national team. But now Didier Deschamps has invited him to the team. He said that he had a lengthy discussion with Karim Benzema, and he feels they need him. That's why he has been invited. Already, the French national team has got an impressive attacking set. There is, of course, Kylian Mbappe, who won the World Cup as a teenager. Then there is Antoine Griezmann. I don't know, we can't call Olivier Giroud prolific, but he's also very important when you want to go to a competition like the Euros. We saw how important it was for them at the World Cup. They didn't score any goal at the World Cup, but people felt that without him, all those flair players like Griezmann and Mbappe would not have really enjoyed their game. But with Karim Benzema, we know how good he is. We know how experienced he is and everything. So he is part of that squad. They are going to begin, the French national team are going to begin their Euro 2020 campaign against Germany on the 15th of June. Maybe if it had been 23 squad, we know because of COVID and the stress of the number of matches that these players have to play in a short while, they've increased the squad now to 26. Maybe if it were the old 23-man squad, perhaps they would not have called Karim Benzema. Because as I said, at one time he was even saying, look, is it even possible for him to now go and play for his country of origin, since the French have denied him the opportunity of playing international football? But that didn't work out, and now he's lucky that he has been recalled to the national team. So these are the players in that national team of France, the 26 that will be going to the Euro 2020 competition. Then the goalkeepers are Hugo Lloris, of course, their captain, Mike Magnan of Lille, and Steve Mandanda. Steve Mandanda is still part of that squad of Marseille. Then we've got Lucas Digne, Everton, Leo Dubois, Lyon, Lucas Hernandez, Bayern Munich, Preston Kimpembe, Paris Saint-Germain, Jules Koundé, Sevilla, Clement Lenglet of Barcelona, Benjamin Pavard, a fantastic right back, also plays sometimes as a midfielder, Bayern Munich, Rafael Varane of Real Madrid, and Kurt Zouma of Chelsea. The midfielders are N'Golo Kante of Chelsea. N'Golo Kante limped out yesterday. We don't know how serious the injury is, although the manager, Thomas Tuchel, said it wasn't really anything. He just felt a tightness and he didn't want to he didn't want the situation to become worse, and that's why he left. Then we also have Thomas Lemar of Atletico Madrid, Paul Pogba, Manchester United, Adrien Rabiot of Juventus, Moussa Sissoko, Tottenham Hotspur, and Quentin Tolisso of Bayern Munich. The forwards are Wissam Ben Yedder of Monaco, Karim Benzema, Real Madrid, Kingsley Coman, Bayern Munich, Ousmane Dembele, Barcelona, Olivier Giroud, Chelsea, Antoine Griezmann, Barcelona, Kylian Mbappe, Paris Saint-Germain, and Marcus Thuram of Borussia Mönchengladbach. So these are the players that have been invited to the French national team that will be going to the Euros. But the biggest story from that is that Karim Benzema makes a return after 6 years to the Le Bleu squad. All right, let's go to England now and review the games that we had last night. The biggest one in terms of the league table. Of course, we know that we've got the first and the second. Manchester City have already won it. Manchester United are guaranteed mathematically to finish second. So we need just two more to make the top four. Chelsea, Leicester City, and Liverpool are the teams that are still battling for this. Before the match yesterday, Chelsea was on 64 points in fourth, and Leicester City were on 66 points in third. So it was really important for both sides. Chelsea, they eventually got the win. They won that encounter 2-1. So it means now that they have taken control. Their destiny is in their hands. All they have to do now is to win their last game. They found themselves in a position before where even if they won their last game against Aston Villa it might not be enough. That's if they had lost yesterday, it might not be enough to win. But now they know that a win is enough. They know that they could even lose that game and still qualify. That is depending on what Liverpool and Leicester City play in their last game. If Leicester City lose their last game, then Chelsea are in the top 4 no matter what. It doesn't matter whether they lose. Okay, and for Liverpool too, if let's say they lose today, then Chelsea are in the top 4 no matter what, because it means Liverpool can no longer overtake them. So that's the situation. But the way it stands now, nothing is decided yet. We might still go to the end of the season, the last matches. But if Liverpool fail to get a win, then Chelsea will breathe a bit easier. So that was the situation. Chelsea winning that encounter 2-1. The match had some moments as usual with Chelsea these days. VAR intervening, but clearly for Timo Werner, the 2 goals that were chalked off were clearly not goals. The first one, offside, clearly offside. And I was listening to Ian Wright, the Arsenal legend, and something that he said, which is something that I have also noticed about Timo Werner. With his pace and everything, the number of times that Timo Werner is offside is atrocious. You shouldn't be caught offside. Ian Wright, who of course was a striker, at one point was even the highest goal scorer in the history of Arsenal before Thierry Henry broke his record. He was analysing the passage of play that led to Timo Werner scoring that goal, which was later ruled out for offside. He said Timo Werner could see the whole line. He could see the defender. He could see the closest defender to him. And he has watched him several times. And instead of him checking his run, you check your run. You use the last defender as your mark. Yeah. You ensure that I shouldn't go beyond this person. But Timo Werner just runs and he just keeps running. He doesn't check. He's just looking at the person that is going to pass the ball. Yeah. Yes, he's not looking at the defender. What if this ball comes? Will I be onside or will I be offside? You watch players like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. You watch players like Jamie Vardy. They've got that. They I'm not saying they are never offside. Yes, you can be offside, but the number of times that they're offside compared to that of Timo Werner, who doesn't seem to understand that he has to time his run to perfection, and maybe that's why he's scoring goals that have been chalked off. That was for the offside goal. The other one, clearly, it hit his hand. It was handball. That was when they even had to, because the Mark Dean didn't even realize that it was a goal. He needed goal line technology on his wristwatch to tell him that the whole of the ball had crossed the whole of the line. But I was wondering, because when you are watching it the first time, it's very fast. And you're wondering how come if Timo Werner had used his head, the speed of the ball will have been much, and the ball will have just gone straight to the head. So what happened there before eventually we saw the replay, and you could tell clearly that it was handball, and that's why the ball took such a long time to get into the net before goal line technology even decided that it was a goal. So Chelsea winning 2-1. Kelechi Iheanacho, senior man, we've got to talk about this, came in, and I wonder why he was left on the bench before, but we know that in the FA Cup final, he was substituted. He came in and he got the goal. We've got to say it was a goal made in Nigeria, because it was Wilfred Ndidi who gave him the assist. He scored the goal, and that means that Kelechi Iheanacho has now created a unique record, and it might never be broken. And the reason why I say that is because, this season, because of COVID, the situation with COVID, they had to play matches on days that normally they hardly play. Now, Kelechi Iheanacho, because he scored yesterday, he has now scored. He's become the first player in the English Premier League history to score on every day of the week. Yesterday was Tuesday. They hardly play matches on Tuesday. You have Monday, then you have midweek. Sometimes they play on Tuesday, but but Kelechi Iheanacho has now scored on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the same season. Nobody has done that previously, but he has now been able to get that record.
Great performance from Kelechi Iheanacho, honestly, despite the fact that they couldn't get anything out of that game because Chelsea dominated from the beginning. The chances that Chelsea created, the shots that were hit wide, were so many. So I think that anxiety to get an early goal, and put pressure on Leicester City really cost them all those runs and salad goals and all that. And for Timo Werner, yes, he has got that pace, he has got that energy, he can run at defenders, but that's finishing. I think he needs somebody to really put him through. Because as a striker, but I wonder, how did he score all the goals that he got for RB Leipzig that attracted Chelsea to pay £47 million on him? Is it not the same method that we are just trying to analyze on how he could get better that he used while he was in German Bundesliga? As a striker, the moment you are moving, you time yourself with that last man, because it could decide to keep you off. But if you are smart enough, and since smart strikers who deceive defenders, you think you've put him offside, but at the end of the day, come on, the way he's going to make his moves before the ball gets to him, that will just keep you off your track. So for me, I think Timo Werner will have to. I just hope he comes good next season, but I think his pace, his work rate is still something that Chelsea has to look at, and it should be kept in the team. But for the goals that came via the defenders, I think it was really nice one. That of Antonio Rudiger, he has scored I think 3 goals against Leicester City, so he's a fantastic defender who has been rejuvenated since Thomas Tuchel took over from Frank Lampard. And also the Jorginho, where his usual way of playing penalties, sometimes you think he's unserious with the way he plays his penalty, but he's so many times he has scored from that style of play. So
it's called giving the goalkeeper the eye.
Yeah.
When it goes in, it's really good, but because there was no speed, but because the goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel had already committed himself. He had dived to the right. So it's easy for him to all he had to do was to hit the target, and it will be, good goal. And that was what, who was making that argument? I think it was Michael Owen when what's this guy's name? Sergio Kun Aguero attempted that Panenka against Edward Mendy. He said, look, it was perfect. And people were like, but he didn't score. What do you mean it was perfect? He said, no. When you want to score a Panenka goal, the way the speed of the ball and the dink, that's the way you lob the ball, and the height of the ball, that because you don't want to hit it too high, you don't want to hit it too low. Everything was perfect. The only thing was that Mendy did not buy it. Mendy didn't commit. If Mendy had thought that he was going to hit it hard and dive to one side, or even if he had just shifted a bit, then the Panenka would have been perfect. I mean, everybody would say, wow, what a goal, what a cheeky goal, which was exactly what Jorginho did, although not the Panenka, but the hop step and the hit, and he just completely fooled the goalkeeper. But Chelsea, they almost blew it after they were 2-0 up, comfortably all match. Mendy was not tested and everything, but they now have started that passing from the back, which I never understand with anything. There are times when you feel just go the old-fashioned way, kick everything. My former coach was calling it devil come up for my half. The moment you see once you are leading like that, you are leading even if it is 1-0. You frustrate the opposition by just, as the ball is coming in, you put it out. That's when they are attacking you. But of course, when you are attacking, fine, you can hold the ball and all that. But these days, you see the players trying to play for them. They give the ball to the goalkeeper passes to somebody, and they pass to another person. It has bring the ball back. You saw what? They put pressure on Kovacic. I've always said that thing about Kovacic, holding on to the ball. He's a fantastic player, but I think he holds on to the ball too much sometimes. There are times when you just need to just pass the ball, touch the ball, let it, the way Cesc Fabregas plays. But some midfielders want to hold on to the ball, they caress it and all that. And they put pressure on him, won the ball, and gave it to Kelechi Iheanacho, and Kelechi put it in the net. So what is happening now is that Chelsea are third on 67 points, goal difference 23. Leicester City fourth, 37 points, goal difference 66 points, goal difference 20. Liverpool, they played 36 matches, 63 points, goal difference 21. So Chelsea have one more match left. Aston Villa away from home. There's no guarantees that they are going to win that. Leicester City have got one more match at home. That's Tottenham. There is no guarantee that they are going to win that. Then we've got Liverpool. They've got 2 matches. They are playing Burnley tonight.
Yeah.
And then they are playing Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace will be their last game. There are no guarantees that they're going to win any of these matches. But we know that, okay, if they win, then they will qualify for the top 4. Or at least put them, yes, of course, if they win, they're going to qualify for the top 4. Because a win today gives them 66 points. And from there, they can get to 69 points. But we might have a situation where they and Leicester City will be tied. It will depend on what Leicester City plays against Tottenham Hotspur. So the last day of the season, well, depending on what, if Liverpool loses today, for instance, I think they've blown it. One, of course, they can no longer catch Chelsea, but even then, Leicester City will know a draw will be enough for us to make the top 4. But as it stands, a draw will not be enough for Leicester City. If Leicester City draws, then they will not be able to catch Chelsea, except, of course, if Chelsea loses. Like, no, Chelsea have one more match. Chelsea are on goal difference of 23. So if Leicester City draw, then they will be on the same goal difference. It's going to be 20, you know. But if they get 67 points and Chelsea then lose like 4-0, then Chelsea's goal difference would reduce from 23. It will become 19. That's the only way that Leicester City will qualify ahead of Chelsea if they fail to win their next game. So it's all very finely balanced, but Chelsea will be feeling much more confident now than they were before they played this game against Leicester City. It was a must-win for them, and they got the win. Then, of course, Manchester United played yesterday against relegated Fulham, but unfortunately for them, they were not able to win it. At one point, they were up. Edinson Cavani scoring. And now the manager of the team is telling them that this is a wake-up call ahead of the final against Villarreal. So honestly, if they are not careful,
the Yellow Submarines will take them to the cleaners. Honestly, they play a fantastic brand of football. Talking about Villarreal, I know United are also good, especially when it comes to Europa, you know, or Champions League. When it comes to the continental engagements, they are really good. But the way they are playing right now, come on, I don't. Before these games were played, the manager told us that the fixture was congested. 4 matches in 8 days. He complained about that, and they lost back-to-back yesterday. After gone in front, and one was expect them to get a win, but they've dropped about 10 points from winning positions. You know, so for me, I think that's not really good for Manchester United. So it's really a wake-up call for them. So they have to get themselves ready. If not, they'll find themselves on the losing side. But all the same, since they've already guaranteed their place in the Champions League and they're going to finish second, well, I thought it was a bit okay for them. But
well, as usual, the fans came and they were protesting in the gold and yellow. They were in the stadium this time. At least they allowed them in and everything, but they displayed the banners, the little banners calling on the Glazer family to leave Manchester United. I don't know whether this affected them, because the manager said earlier that all these protests affect the players. Okay, for Manchester City, they are already crowned champions, so maybe you could forgive them for some lapses. But Pep Guardiola is also telling them that they must improve ahead of the Champions League final against Chelsea because of what he saw yesterday. They were 2-0 up at one point. When they were 1-0 up, they got a red card, Cancelo getting sent off. And then even after that, they took the lead through Phil Foden. It was 2-0. But in the second half, they got hammered. Brighton and Hove Albion scored 3 goals and eventually won that game 3-2.
Yeah, that's a great comeback. That's what you expect from City against maybe top 10 clubs, let alone Brighton and Hove Albion. So for the Seagulls to have been able to come back from 2 goals down to beat the already crowned champions, I think that's a massive one for them, whether you like it or not. Even if it gets to feed maybe on the under 23 players, which is the developer squad. City is City, so they are champions, and I never expected that from them, having gone ahead via Ike Godohan and Fifodi. So they capitulated, but I think it's going to be a different ball game in the Champions League. And following that defeat yesterday, they must have known now that okay, if we play the lackadaisical kind of football against Chelsea, we are going to be punished, because right now they have already lost one title, talking about the FA Cup, and the only way for them to have a silverware is to win this. So it's going to be win or bust, on that day, on the 29th of May. So for Pep Guardiola, he knows what to do. He knows that his guys, they've got to improve 100%, because this is one opportunity for them to lay claim to the Holy Grail, the Champions League. If they miss out this time, next season, many clubs are going to recruit, they're going to rebuild their team, and they might not even make it to the semi-finals.
Manchester City actually even played a strong side yesterday. There are just a few players that were not. It was man down.
Even they were man down before scoring the second goal. So if you can be 2-0 up with 10 men, come on.
But
Maybe I didn't.
Maybe it was because they couldn't last like the whole game.
It doesn't matter. We've seen team when they lost to which team beats them. They were. It was the team that was actually a man down, and they won against Manchester City. I've forgotten that.
This season?
Yes, this season. Just some weeks back, the team got a red card. Was it Leeds United? They beat Manchester City when they went to they had a player sent off. It happened this season. So red card is not something that you just say, because they lost one man and that's why they lost that game. Anyway, we also had Leeds United playing yesterday and they won their game. So good one for them. They are now guaranteed to finish in the top half of the table. They beat Southampton 2-0. For today, we'll have Tottenham Hotspur taking on Aston Villa, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal, Everton versus Wolves, Newcastle United taking on Sheffield, and the most important game will be Burnley versus Liverpool because of the top 4 race. Okay, let's quickly run to boxing, and we can tell you that Tyson Fury says Deontay Wilder has demanded for £20 million, but he is saying that they are not giving him $20 million, not pounds, 40 million pounds. He says they are not giving him the 20 million, that he will prefer to face him again and beat him, that he's going to crack his skull once again. This is what he said. Looks like I will have to crack his skull again. He wants blood and he said that Deontay Wilder is demanding for that amount, but he's not going to give it to him. That's what he posted on Instagram. However, the trainer of Deontay Wilder, Malik Scott, says that is not true, that they have declined any compensation. They have absolutely no interest in a step-aside money, and that Deontay Wilder wants blood, not step-aside money. That retribution is upon them, and they want to fight against Tyson Fury again. So a third fight is likely to take place. So Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua not happening for now. It's not happening at this moment. But the camp of Anthony Joshua are moving on. Eddie Hearn has said they may have to get the WBO mandatory challenger for Joshua. That's Alexander Usyk, who was really dominant in cruiserweight, and now he is a heavyweight. So we'll see what happens, if it's going to be Usyk versus Joshua and then Tyson Fury fighting against Deontay Wilder once again. And if Deontay Wilder wins that fight, then everything, all permutations, everything will just change, and you have to start negotiating all over again. Okay, let's go to something else now and look at what is going on in the world of basketball. We had matches in the play-in, and we can tell you that one team has now picked their spot in the Eastern Conference. They are guaranteed now to be in there because they finished 7th. Washington Wizards, they were able to Boston Celtics defeated Washington Wizards. So Boston Celtics have clinched that spot. They won that encounter 118 points to 110. Jason Tatum scored 50 points. He got 8 rebounds and he dropped 4 assists. Russell Westbrook got 20 points, 14 rebounds and 5 assists. Okay, so congratulations to Boston Celtics for finishing 7th in the Eastern Conference. Indiana Pacers, they won against Charlotte Hornets. That's 144 points to 117 points. But they have not been guaranteed a place just yet. They will now play against Washington Wizards. So it is the winner of that match that will make it to the playoff. Okay, for today we've got the big one: Golden State Warriors versus Los Angeles Lakers. If Los Angeles Lakers win this, then they are guaranteed to go to the playoff in the 7th slot. However, if Golden State Warriors win, they will have to still wait to meet the winner of the other match, which will be San Antonio Spurs versus Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, so that's what was coming up today. Los Angeles Lakers versus Golden State Warriors. LeBron James versus Steph Curry. And Steph Curry, fantastic goal scoring form has been in this season. For the 2nd season, he has emerged the highest scorer. So we'll wait to see what happens later tonight in the world of basketball. In tennis, Mama Olympia is she returned some days ago, but she played again, but she was beaten by top seed Katerina Siniankova in Parma. She lost 7-6, 6-2. Also, Roger Federer, who is making a return, also lost. So we'll see what happens with this golden oldies of tennis. All right, so got only a couple of minutes left. Time to take the text messages. I don't know. Maybe we'll just take 1 or 2. Well, this one says, Oga Ibrahim, there is usually one sound you normally play each time you introduce yourself, something like Sali Ibrahim, the Sports Ibracadabra, because I bring magic to sports presentation, the sound and analysis. Please always do it. It is sweet me. MCID. Oh, okay. It's not every time I do it, just have once in a while. Actually goes like this. Let me see. Okay, I've got the sound here. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. That's how I do it. Okay, let's see if we can get other messages. This one is what was the results of Insurance Mart before it was abandoned, and why was it abandoned, Dr. Kelvin Benin? Well, Dr. Kelvin, it was goalless at that time, and it was abandoned because they said fans encroached the pitch. Okay, fans of Ole Arrows, that's what we had, and that's why it was abandoned as at that time. All right, guys, those are the ones that will take. For now, it is time for us to blow the final whistle on this edition of the show. We'll see you in the evening on Fresh Edition.
It was a strong performance and well deserved. This is no time for celebration. The job is not done yet. 2 more games to go. We are very happy to play in front of supporters. It was a huge difference today. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel has won his side. The job is not done yet, despite a 2-1 win over Leicester City, which gave the Blues a huge boost towards Champions League qualification. And that's the final whistle on the show this morning.
All right, that's our package. We'll see you at 4 on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. Thank you very much for listening to us. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. I've been doing this with Egosa, Agbekan, and Nancy. We'll see you later. Please stay tuned to 92.7 KFM, Benin City. Bye-bye.
That time to service now.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call